Hi everyone, and this is the first of our videos on translations, reflections, and stretches and compression. So we're going to talk about vertical shift here. So basically the idea is if you have a function and you just add a constant to it, you basically just add, to figure out the graph, you just basically add that constant to all the y coordinates. So let's start off with this first example. I'll make this a little bigger. So we're going to graph f of x equals the square root of x minus 5. So the first thing you want to do, until you get the hang of this, is you want to do this in a bunch of steps. So the first thing I am going to do is I'm going to graph the function g of x equals the square root of x minus, or not minus 5, but just the square root of x. And so we know what the square root function looks like. So let's bring that down. So we'll graph this. So we'll have a point at 0, 0, a point at 1, 1, a point at 4, 2, and a point at 9, 3. So 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 3. So this is the graph of the square root function, and this is one of the ones you should know. This is from the library of functions section that did not have a video. So let me label all these points to emphasize. So this is 1, 1, this is 4, 2, this is 9, 3. And so now we know that the base graph here of g of x and all their some typical points on the graph, and now we're ready to graph the function that we're interested in. And all we're going to do is take the graph of g of x and subtract 5 from all the y coordinates. So notice that f of x, which is the square root of x minus 5, is just really g of x minus 5. So this is, like I said, just our vertical shift problem here. So let's draw it in. So here we're going to start off with this point here, and we're going to subtract 5 off of the y coordinate. And so that's going to move us down 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here. So we're down at the point 0, negative 5. Then the same thing here. We take the y coordinate and subtract 5 to get negative 4. So it'll be at 1, negative 4 here. Then we'll subtract 5 off of this coordinate. We'll get 4, negative 5. Oh, sorry, 4, negative 3. So 4, 1, 2, 3. So this will be 4, negative 3. And then we go over here and subtract 5 over here, and we'll be at 9, negative 2. And so we will be right here at 9, negative 2, if it'll right. There it goes. And then we connect the dots. And so until you get the hang of translations, I say this is the best way to do it. Just do it step by step. So first, draw the base function, and then draw the translated function. So let's do one more example. And let's change this, because I already did a minus, so let's make this a plus. So quick fix. There we go. So let's graph this function. So again, you want to first graph g of x equals x squared. So let me change color pens here. And so this is all going to be in the upper, in quadrant 1 and quadrant 2. So I'm not even going to really bother with quadrant 3 or 4. And so our typical points are going to be 0, 0, 1, 1, 2, 4, and then on the other side we'll have negative 1, 1, and negative 2, 4, and then this is just our normal parabola. So now, if we want to graph, f of x, well, this is x squared plus 2, but notice this is also g of x plus 2. So since we know what the graph of g of x looks like, we can just add 2 to all the y coordinates, and this will give us the correct graph. So again, I'm just going to draw primarily in quadrant 1 and quadrant 2. And that's crappy axes, so let's try this again. And there we go. And so again, we'll start over here. We'll start with the origin, and we're going to add 2 to the y value. So this will be 0, 2. Again, we're going to add 2 to the y value. So this will be 1, 3. We'll add 2 to the y coordinate. So we'll get 4, 6. 5, 6 or 2, 6, excuse me. And then we do the same thing over here. We add 2 to get negative 1, 3. And then over here, we'll add 2 to get negative 2, 6. Yeah. Sorry. Thinks my palm is a mouse here. So then we just play connect the dots like we did before. And here is our translated video. Or translated parabola. And let's just draw it one more time. And there we go. That looks a little bit more parabolic. So there you go. Translating things up and down, those are vertical shifts. So next will be horizontal shifts.